10 Hut YouTube. It's your boy Major Spectre, back to bring you another video. This time we're finally getting back into these top 10s. I've been playing Sun and Moon for a while, pretty casually. I don't have enough free time to really dig down deep and do competitive Pokemon and get into tournaments and stuff like I would like to. Just because that's super time consuming without cheating, and I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to go into my top 10 favorite new Pokemon, not including legendaries, and that's going to be that. So, let's get into this top 10. Coming in at number 10, we got that boy, the adorable boy Mimikyu. That's right, Mimikyu, all day, every day. This little guy, I didn't understand the hype behind him when he first got announced, but after using him, I realized that his typing is super dope. Ghost Fairy is crazy, its ability's crazy. If you get rid of anything, any steel type that your opponent has, you can just sack off a Pokemon, get a free swap into Mimikyu, and if you're cheeky and you're running that Z-Splash, you can Z-Splash, get that attack up, and then just go to town, ruin everything. You got that Shadow Sneak for priority, which is going to hurt a lot, especially if you're adamant. 90 attack isn't great, but it's not nothing to laugh at, especially when you're at ×3. And then you can, if you want to, you can run that Shadow Claw instead. You can, obviously you got the Play Rough. You have some other coverage moves. I think, what do I normally run? I can't remember what I run on mine. I'm pretty sure it gets access to X-Scissor. I don't remember what the fourth move I run is, but it could be anything. It could be Taunt, it could be Will-O-Wisp, It just depends on what you want to play. I really enjoy Mimikyu, and he's, adorable. So, yeah. Dropping in at number 9, we got Vikavolt. Unfortunately, Vikavolt isn't very good. He looks like a physical attacker. He looks like he should be really fast. But, at last, he's a special attacker. He's frail, and he's slow as balls. So, in turn, that makes Vikavolt pretty trash. But he does a lot of damage, and he can sweep teams really easily if you have Battery, if you're running someone with Baton Pass, or if you're running if you're running the Electric Terrain, or if you're running some Trick Room. Because in Trick Room, watch out, if you're running Trick Room and you're doing doubles, just do minus speed, and then you're good to go. You just basically win right there, because you get coverage for all of your weakness. The only bad thing about is to cover every single one of your weaknesses with this Pokemon. You have to drop one of your stabs, whether it be electric or bug. So that's how it goes, but he does get coverage for every single one of his weaknesses, so that's good. He just doesn't have the defense or the speed to do anything with that colossal high special attack stat. So, yeah. Next, dropping in number 8, we got the boy, Lycanroc. And I will now, always and forever, if it's Lycanroc Midday, which is Lycanroc Midday stats are on the screen, because that's the one I prefer. I don't necessarily prefer its design, even though its design is really, really cool in of itself. I just prefer Lycanroc Midday opposed to Midnight, because Midnight's stats are not as good. But if you guys know anything about me, I really love my Glass Cannon Pokemon, and Lycanroc is that. And also, I will always and forever nickname Lycanroc Midday Buddy, because my dog's name is Buddy, and my dog has very similar coloring and when his fur gets really, really long, he's very similar to Lycanroc Midday. He never gets the bushy tail because it's a Cocker Spaniel, but that's as close as you can get to my dog. So, without like blatantly making a Cocker Spaniel. But Lycanroc, I love Lycanroc. He's good. He's not great, but I still love him to death. So Lycanroc is dropping in at number 8. Number 7, we got the first Ultra Beast of the list, and it's my dude Buzzwole. And ever since I saw this thing announced, I was like, what? Holy shit, this thing is fucking dangerous, dude. I'm scared of this thing. It's gonna kill me. So Buzzwole is really, really great. He's got really outstanding attack and defense and above average HP. Just like the other bug type that was on this list, being Vika. He does get coverage for all of his weaknesses. The problem is, you can't run coverage for all of his weaknesses. So normally, I just tend to ignore flying because I'm not going to stay in against a flying type anyways. So I just ignore flying type, and that covers every single one of his other weaknesses because he gets crazy good coverage. Not to mention Beast Boost. If you get one kill off with him, he snowballs out of control. If you want to run your attack and defense the same, then you can actually do that, and if you use superpower, then you'll null out the decrease from superpower. So that's great. I wish he got close combat. Close combat would be a lot better on him, but I understand why they gave him superpower, just because his already high attack and defense, and the fact with Beast Boost, he snowballs out of control really fast. So that's why we got Buzzwole at number 7. Number 6, I hated this thing until I started using it online and on Showdown. Celastina is my Ultra Beast. I love Celastina so much. It is the most well-rounded out of all of the Ultra Beasts, and it's the most versatile, in my opinion. It doesn't have the widest set of moves, but it has the widest variety of moves, and because its stats are so even, you can run it pretty much any way you want to. If you want spin and hazard support, Celastina's your Ultra Beast. If you want a snowbally, just kind of, just bring it in against something that can't really do anything to you, and kill it, get a free stat boost, you can do that. What I like doing, because it catches people off guard, because people are expecting you to be support or special attacking, I run Autotomize, I run Heavy Slam, and I run Iron Plate, I think is what it's called. On Showdown. Obviously, you can't get Iron Plate yet because Arceus doesn't, unless you transfer an Arceus or another Pokemon with Metal Plate through Pokemon Bank, which I don't currently have, you can't actually get Arceus. I don't know why I keep saying Arceus, because freaking, never mind. But, so Heavy Plate, run that on it. Heavy Slam. Celesteela is the second heaviest Pokemon in the game. It's just Heavy Slam, unless you're facing another legendary, is always going to hit at 144 base power with the Iron Plate. And once you get the Autotomize up, you get the double speed. I put a little bit in speed just so that one Autotomize makes me speed. Jolly, max speed invested, base 120s. And I run a little bit of speed, max attack, the rest in HP, and it works well. It works well because people aren't expecting it. And yeah, Celesteela is great. Next, we got Volley, and I know Volley's underwhelming. I still love it because of its design and the concept behind it. I figured they were gonna make it base 95 across the board, and I was hoping they didn't do that. I was hoping they were just gonna make it a legendary, make it, slightly better than your Pixie legendaries. Give it like base 105 or base 100 across the board, but it does no damage. It can't really survive a hit, a super effective hit, and that's not great. You can't run. You're already at a disadvantage running a memory, because a memory is worse than a plate. And so unless you're running normal, you can't run anything like Life Orb or Focus Sash or Focus Band or any of the choice items. You can't do that. So he's subpar, but I still really like him, and I use him in game a lot to train up Pokemon. Just because, even though he doesn't have that much attack, he nukes everything, and if I face something, I can just change out the memory. So he'd be higher on this list, definitely, if he was competitively viable, but I still had to put him at 5 just because I really, really like him. Next, we got Incineroar / Decidueye. Now, these are both even, and I know that on the screen I have Incineroar's stats. Decidueye's is definitely more well-rounded, and he's the fastest out of the 3 starters, which is not by much, because he still only has 70 speed, even though I think that he should be really fast. I think he should have no defense, have a little bit more in his attacks, and I think that he should have at least base 100 speed. But what can you do? I don't know. I chose Incineroar just because, even though I'm not a cat person, I'm a big fan of wrestling, as you guys may or may not know, from some of the past videos and some of the other videos I've been in. So that's that. I really, really like Decidueye's design. He's probably tied with Incineroar just because of his design. I like Incineroar's typing more, and I've been calling from day one. I don't care. Everyone's like, oh, he's a wrestler. He's gonna be firefighting. I'm like, no, he's fire dark. It makes sense, because Popplio looks like it's gonna be a fairy, and even if Rowlet stays a grass flying type, then Incineroar would be the weakest, because he'd be basically quad affected by Primarina, and then he'd be at least 2 times effective against and by Decidueye, so he would be weak. Unless they made his stats crazy, that would be the only reason he would be firefighting. And he was fire dark, and I was happy because I called it. And I just really love Incineroar. He's not that great, but I still really like him. He's probably one of my more favorite designs of the starter Pokemon. So that's why they're here at 4. They're not that great, but they work. At number 3, oh baby, I was like, just wait for Wimpod. Wimpod is gonna evolve into some crazy shit, and boy did he ever. Galatia. Oh my god, Galatia. I love this thing. Look at him. He will shove those claws up your ass, and he will eat that booty like groceries with them little tendrils and shit. He doesn't give a fuck. Oh my god. Step to Galatia Pod. He will backhand you so hard, you'll be knocked clear to another island. Clear. You'll be knocked from Meme, aka Melee Island, all the way to Pony. Fuck that. Galatia Pod doesn't give a shit. Oh my god. And he has a really good move pool. I wish he didn't have emergency exit, but I wish he had an ability like something like suction cups or something called stand fast, where he couldn't be swapped out, because that would make a lot of sense, you know, like this little wimp Pokemon grows up to be this big fucking badass that doesn't give a shit and fights to the end. But I mean, with the way its stats are, it has pretty decent special defense. You know, it has really high defense, it has average HP, and, you know, above average attack. As much as I hate to say it, it kind of makes sense, but I would prefer an ability that's like suction cups, where it can't be swapped out. I hope that it gets a hidden ability, but something tells me it's not, at least not during 6th gen, or 7th gen. It might during 8th gen, I don't know, but Galatia Pod's my dude. I fucks with him. So yeah. Number 2! I didn't know what the fuck this thing was when I saw it. But I kinda liked it, and ever since I've used it, my boy Delmas is here. My boy Delmas. 3 stabs. Wild. If I was a Pokemon, I didn't even know that they were going to give a Pokemon basically 3 stabs. But now that it's a thing, if I was a Pokemon, I would be fighting in Fairy, and I would have, I don't know what it would be called, probably like Metal Training or something for what I was. But it would be basically Steelworker, and it'd be nuts. I would be like similar to Lucario, but maybe not a fox. Maybe like, I don't know, like a tiger or an Anubis, because that's basically what he's based off. Maybe like a tiger or some shit. Just have fucking metal armor, big fucking buff muscles, like some weird hybrid between Machamp and Incineroar and Lucario, but a fairy type as well. That's what I would be if I was a Pokemon, because that'd be super, oh my god, that'd be super powerful. But anyways, Delmas is cool. I really think they made a missed opportunity. They should have made him Water Ghost instead of Grass Ghost, but it makes sense because of the seaweed. It's haunted seaweed, but it looks like a haunted anchor. So, and I don't know why it doesn't get access to water type moves. I think it gets access to like Surf, but it doesn't get access to like Waterfall or Liquidation. It makes sense. He's a haunted anchor. He's in the sea. You think he would have some sort of water type move, but nah. Oh well. I mean, water wouldn't really do too much for it. But that's alright. That's alright. I like my dude Delmas. He's cool. He's not that great. But he's really cool. That's kind of the thing I'm getting from I got from 7th gen, is that Pokemon are either really good or really not. There's very few Pokemon that are just kind of meh, and I don't care. I love Delmas. I love him. He's not that great, but I love him anyways. And number 1, you guys know. You guys know. I told you from day one. And this is saying a lot, what I'm about to say. Komo-o, even though he is not great because his typing is horribly not defensive at all. And they should have given him no special defense, given him like 80 base special attack, made Clanging Scales a signature fighting type move that's physical and does like 110 power. They should have taken away 10 of his defense and put it into his attack. And they should have put everything that they took out of special attack and defense. Like give him base 70 defense, base 80 special attack. Put all that in speed. Make him a speedy motherfucker. And just make him hit like a truck. But it lasts because fighting is not a defensive typing. And because fairy exists, he's kind of poo-poo. And he's not speed. It's really hard, though, and he'll live a physical hit as long as it's not a fairy type move. But yeah, tears. He's actually my second favorite Pokemon. That's saying a lot. He's really close to Metagross. Like really close. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching, and more top 10s and stuff like that to come. I will see you guys in the next video. This is Major, out.